tonight, and here I am. So thank you everybody for coming. I'm really super excited, and I'll just give you a little, see if I can, there's my babies. So there they are. And it's my Everyday Alchemy Remedy Mists. And most of you know me, but there's a few people who probably don't know a lot about me, but I've been probably playing in this realm for 25 years plus. I've done a lot of study. I have quite a few diplomas, but kind of who cares about diplomas, but I've done a lot of learning, and I'm still learning, and I'm always learning and growing month by month. And my passion is essential oils of the highest quality and flower essences. And over the years, I've also grown my repertoire to crystals and archangels and all sorts of hooky, spooky, lovely colour and sound and music. And I absolutely love what I do. And it wasn't always that way. It's about, I'm in my mid-50s, and around about 50, I thought my husband was having a midlife crisis, but now that I look back in retrospect, it was definitely me, because it's always about me and what's happening in my world. And I was pretty down, pretty depressed. I didn't feel good about myself, and lost my confidence. And I always had confidence, and I always kind of felt good about myself. And I was at a point where I thought, well, I'm 55, I'm my husband's story, I do the books for him, he's retired, I don't have a lot to do, what's next for me? And like, honestly, and I hope I don't get teary here, but you know, I'm not a mum, and my family moved away, and it's just me and my husband. I have a beautiful stepson, but that hasn't always been easy. I've grown as a stepmom over the years, learned a lot of lessons. But I was kind of like going, well, if my husband left me now because I'm feeling dowdy and old and not good, wherever I was in that funk, what is there for me? And I literally felt like checking out and checking off the planet. Don't worry, Mum, I don't feel like that now. But at the time I was like, well, if I actually checked off the planet now, it's okay. I've lived life now. I don't really have much I'm doing. So, you know, that's just the way I felt. And when I go through any awful moments in my life, and this was a rock bottom moment for me, I always go to surrender. And surrender for me is when I just say to my higher being or my higher power, which is God for me, because that's my upbringing, I just say, I surrender this to you, God, because I don't know. And if I'm meant to drop off the planet now and, you know, finish this life, let it be. I know that I'm a good manifester, and I know that I can easily make this happen because I manifested not having children. I manifested having a pregnancy that didn't come through. I'm a pretty powerful manifester. So I thought, well, I can actually make this happen. I just fall asleep one night and not wake up. So that's how down in the dumps I was. And when I surrendered it, I said, if there's something for me, you need to show me, and I'm open to hearing it. So from that next day, I literally was on this roller coaster ride of signs and little symbols and introductions to people who gave me keys. And I ended up on this retreat with someone who's become a good friend of mine, Julie Lewin. And at this time, I had become a qualified personal stylist, but I didn't want to do it, but I felt obligated because I'd paid all this money, and I tried to do it, but it was so hard. And meeting Julie and going to her retreat got me to where I am today, because we'd gone out into a rainforest, and in the rainforest I found a flower, and I said to Julie, I really want to make a flower essence with this. I think it could help my husband's brain. He'd had some brain injuries. And she was really excited because on her bucket list, she wanted to learn to make flower essences. And it was something that I did really naturally and really easy without even thinking about it. And through the course of the 5 days at this retreat with Julie, and thinking about what I was going to do when I come back being a personal stylist, she said to me, you know what, you don't realise what you've got. You don't realise that everything you do naturally and everything that comes from you is your gift. And this is the gift that you take to the world. And you know, if you don't want to be a personal stylist, do this. So I came back from the retreat feeling really refreshed, and I started ringing up all my friends, Miriam and Dee and a whole bunch of people, Antoinette, and I said, hey, I'm back in business. I'm doing flower essences again. You know, what do you want? And that's the start of it. And that's about 5 years ago. I picked up all the tools that I didn't really value. I was just doing them for everybody and for myself to heal myself. And I thought, well, this is something that I can share into the world. And from then, I've developed a website. I've had the Love Trilogy, which was my signature range. I've got a whole bunch of colour remedies, and I'm doing what I absolutely love to do. And I know from now until I die, which is hopefully in my hundreds, this is what I'm still doing, and I'm going to hone my craft, and it's going to get better and better. So, long story short, now I have the Everyday Alchemy. And that was pretty much from this whole year. I actually wanted to have a joyful year and really be playful and fun and have a good time always. And it kind of didn't start that way for all of us. And the fires and the floods and COVID, it just made everything feel really heavy. And I did have another range that I was going to workshop, and it just all, again, felt really heavy. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't even know if I wanted to do it. And again, I went back to my surrender, which is the power of surrender. And if we're thinking about ways to lift your energy, if you don't know where to go, surrender, know that you're being looked after, and look for signs, because it works for me every single time. And I said the same thing. I've got no energy for this anymore. I think I'm going to quit. If you want me to do it, and it's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, I need some good signs. So sure enough, next thing, I'm listening to music, and I'm just kind of scribbling away on a sketch pad, and I'm starting to listen to songs, and before I knew it, 8 remedies came out. And I didn't even think I was going to do 8, but 8 remedies come out really quickly. I knew the names, I knew what they were going to look like, I knew the colours, and before you knew it, I had this Everyday Alchemy range. So that's my Everyday Alchemy. Here we go again. I'm so proud of them. I absolutely love them. I have so much passion for life now, and I've healed my relationship just through having all of these beautiful vibrational remedies in my house, because my husband's like a little puppy dog running around me now, all excited. So it's a wonderful thing when you find your passion. And I'm a work in progress. I'm not perfect. I'm just trudging on like everybody else. But tonight, I have these beautiful remedies. So that's my story. I was probably meant to go for 5, but it's gone for 10. I just have a funny little anecdote. A friend of mine, Kathy, who's here today, said to me today, oh, it's been really funny because I'm saying, come to this launch party for my friend. She's selling, you know, beautiful smelling remedies. And they said, well, Kat, but you can't smell them. Why is she selling things on, you know, how are we going to buy things that we can't smell? And that was great, because I was like pretty nervous, and I thought, well, yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Like, this is COVID, isn't it? So I'm having a launch. It's a launch party. We should all be standing around together and drinking champagne and smelling all the remedies. And we can't, but that's just what we're going to work with. And you're just going to have to trust me on the feel of it. And if you're in Sydney or near Bondi, let's book a time and let's sit and have a glass of champagne, and you can play with them. And if you love them, then we'll see where we go from there. So I'll introduce the range to you. There's 8, obviously. We have Harmonizer, SOS in drops and spray. We have Unwind, Meditate, Love, Focus, Manifest, and Happy Days. And the reason I have these 8 is because I said, well, I was trying to make something different, and I thought, well, what is it that I want? What is it that I need right now to take the edge off all of the doom and gloom every time I turn the TV on? And this is what came through. And tonight, when I was checking in with the group and connecting in and had a little meditation, I was kind of instructed to split them a little bit. So they're still coming in a group of 8, and you can buy them singularly, but there were 3 of them that came through to present to you as a support range, because there's a lot of nervousness and stress going on at the moment with this whole virus and where we're going to go on from here. And I've got so many friends here from Victoria, and I'm hoping that it's going to pass really quick so we can all come out to play again. But the remedies are harmonise, SOS, and unwind. And the message I got through from Spirit was it's the most important time ever for us to look after our spiritual hygiene. And what is spiritual hygiene? It's you think about having a shower at the end of a day and how good you feel after you've had a shower or a bath. It's like a shower for our spirit, and it's like keeping our energy fields clean. And so we're a body, but we're also energy as well. So we have this whole frequency around us. And the message is to keep your frequency light and high, and your energy vibe high, and things flow a lot better. So if you've got a little toolkit like this with your harmonizer, which is an energy mist, like a room cleanse and a body cleanse, like a space mist, and you can use it for quite a few things. For example, you can clean and clear a hotel room just by spraying a little bit in each corner and then moving the energy. You could call in, say, Archangel Michael to help you with that, and you will notice the difference in the room straight away. It will feel instantly lighter, and if there's any energy or entity in there that is not here for your highest good or has been left behind, that's going to help send it to where it needs to go. And you don't have to think about it. You just make the intention that you're clearing the space. It's also fantastic for clearing up the frequencies around you, not only your own frequency, but what you pick up from, say, your computer. And what I quite often do is, if I've been working on my computer for a while and I'm starting to feel a bit tired, I'll get up and I'll give my energy field a bit of a clean up, so that I'm not taking on any negative stuff from the mobile phones and the computers. And so that's your harmonize. Good to use before you meditate. Cuts the cords of any attachments that you may have, and great for people who work in, say, hospitals or shopping centres where there's all that chaotic energy in the air. So if you get into a practice of doing that, it's pretty amazing. And it's there's a little meditation that I'll show you a little bit later that can kind of help with that as well. And then we've got the SOS and unwind. And all week I was wondering why I kept wanting to put them together. And tonight, when I did my meditation before I came on, I realized why. So SOS is like, it's strength of spirit, and it's like your rescue remedy, the Dr. Bark remedies. It's like a rescue remedy. It's a Kimmy Mac version. It's a version for now. It's a version for what's going on right now. And SOS is when you need to take action and you don't want to take action. I have it in the droppers and the spray. The droppers you just put under your tongue, like so, and it helps to calm you and bring you to the center and give you the feeling that no matter what's happening, you can do this. And I've used this myself, gosh, since I was probably 20, not my own brand, but Rescue Remedy. And I think Dee here has used it with her dog Steely, who has separation anxiety and barks, and she's had really good results with the drops for her doggy. And my sister and my mum and I had to, unfortunately, my darling dad passed, and we were at the funeral, and my sister and I had to talk, and we were like passing the SOS up and down the aisle we were sitting in before we got up to talk, because we really wanted to do a good job for our dad, and the SOS got us through. So SOS gives you strength of spirit, gives you courage and confidence when you don't think you've got it. So that's also a good anxiety remedy as well. When you're at work and you've still got to keep moving, or you've got to drive your car and you can't just go to bed and hide from the world. Whereas the unwind is more when you've got the time and space, or it's at the end of the day, or you can take a moment and you can just relax. And it's a good one to do before sleep, and great for kids. And it's available in a spray, and I feel like I'm on an infomercial. Sorry. Have a drink, everybody, and relax. Okay, I'm just... Anyway, so let me just tell you how I use it. Always with movement. whenever you're working with energy frequency, which are what my energy mists are doing, you want to move, you want to get up, you want to move. So I always start, I'll stand back, hope you can see from there. I shake the bottle and I tap. I shake the bottle on all of them because I'm starting to get the energetics working, because there's two lots of energetics. There's the aqueous water, which I've imprinted with elements from nature, flowers, crystals, etc. And then I have the essential oil components, which are organic essential oils, and they need to mix together. So I shake and I tap to awaken the energetics of the flowers and the crystals, and I spray it above my head. And then I move it because I'm spraying this stuff and I want it to stay around me. So whatever I'm doing, I'm moving it around because I want to catch it and I want to keep it and I want to breathe it in and I want to smell. And I can take it anywhere I feel a tightness and just move it around. And not only that, it's really fun. Like, it's just fun to move and, you know, be playful and all the rest of it, be a girly girl or not. So that's what I do. Something that I did this week, my hubby went off on a trip and I quite often don't sleep when he goes away, and have some problems sometimes with sleep paralysis. So I have a bit of fear going to sleep sometime. And I used the unwind. I sprayed it around my energy field and I sprayed it onto my wrist, placed my pulse points together, and I just sat there and I just took some easy breaths. Before that, sorry, when I was spraying it, I was doing these kinds of stretch because I wanted to go to sleep. Okay, so I'm just doing like the sleep. So it's all about getting yourself in the mood. And I just have my pulse points together, and then I bring my wrist towards my heart, and then I just take some breaths and just start to notice that my shoulders will drop. And you can do this now if you like. If you've got one of my sprays there, you can use that, or you can just do this. It is actually a really beautiful way to come into your heart and let go of any stress or tension. And you'll start to feel the pulse in your wrists. And it also has an action on your heart. It has like a heart softening. That's what I feel. Everybody's different. And then it starts to really relax me to the point where I start to feel like I want to yawn. And that's great, Charlie. And then the other thing I like to do, and you can do this either before or after, there's a little line across your wrist where your arm meets your wrist, and it's where there's a little bone on the side. So it's this bone here. And if you go across like this, there's like a little sinewy part. Not on the veins and not on the bone there, just right across the wrist there. Yeah, you've got it, Dee. Beautiful. And what I want you to do is just massage it, just little circles. So little circles across. Do it with your thumb. And you can go into your thumb, you can go into your wrist, and it's really super relaxing. Do it 3 or 4 times on each side. And you can take as long as you want with this. And then when you finish that, then you just put your wrists back together and you lie down, or if you're on a sofa or you're not ready to go to bed, you're just in a state where you need to chill out and lose the anxiety, you'll start to feel really super relaxed. Now, I did this on Monday night and I fell asleep like this, and I woke up like this at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I usually wake up at least once or twice to go to the toilet. So I feel like, for me personally, that's a really good remedy to have before bed. And what I thought was, how good is that for mums who have got little kids to do that little exercise before bed. So there you have like a foundation remedy for times when times are tough and when you're stressed. And that's the harmonizer, the SOS, and the unwind. How's everyone feeling? Everyone all right still? Everyone need to get a glass of wine or something? Okay, I'm talking a lot.
Doing great, and I'm loving it, Kimmy. You're a natural.
Thank you, thank you. Do you want to all learn a really quick meditation that works really well with the Meditate, Essence, and the Harmonize? Yeah, all right. So we'll just do for a few minutes because it's 20 to 8 already, and lots to get through. So you can do this for half an hour or an hour or 2 minutes. And what it's based on, so I actually have a friend who's a trans channeler, like Whoopi Goldberg, and this is a bit woo-woo out there, but she's amazing. And I asked her, I had a session with her, and I said, look, I really want to learn how to turn up the volume in my hands for when I'm channeling energy. How do I do that? And she gave me an exercise for that. And then I said, well, what's a meditation for me personally, for my work and for my life? Something that I haven't learned before. And she gave me this meditation, and it's based on a waterfall that is your true essence. And it's your essence. Just say the essence of you when you were born. You come out absolutely perfect before you learn all the behaviors. It's that essence. It's the pure, perfect essence, and it's your perfect waterfall. And the idea is to go into the waterfall, make it your own. Everyone's different at how they, whether they can see or whether they can feel it. Just go in and use your imagination, and you'll get better and better as you do it if you're not used to meditating. And what you want to do is be in the waterfall, and when you're in the waterfall, you either have a backpack on your back and you're going to unzip it and let all the gunk from the day, everything that you've carried on, out into the stream below the waterfall. And then the waterfall is your pure essence, not next door neighbor. It's your pure essence. It's specially yours, and you have access to it. Just you, nobody else. And everybody in the world has it, whether you're psychic, non-psychic, or you don't care. We all have access to this. And the idea is to empty your vessel out, replenish it, clean it, and refresh it. And if we could all do that every day, I mean, how much lighter and how much more energy would we have? So I've been doing that meditation for a while now, and I absolutely love it. And I can do two, one when I do my essence work and one for every day. And they both create so much more energy and light for me. And then when you add the meditation essence or meditate essence to it, it helps you get there quicker. Because for me, my reason for doing meditate was because, number one, I'm a really shit meditator. I do every excuse not to have D. I see that. Yeah, everyone can relate. You just, it's the last thing you'll get yourself to do when you're busy, but it's probably the most important thing to do. And so you can do this in 2 minutes, 10 times a day. You know, just do it. The meditate I made so that I could spray it before I was ready to meditate, and it would always give me like a reminder to go and start to get ready to meditate. So like kind of like fake it before you make it. And I would spray it and I'd go, yeah, okay, I'll sit down for 5, but it would always go longer than 5. So meditate helps get you straight to your center very quickly. It helps you clear. It takes away any fear of going really deep into your meditation, just in case you don't come back out. That's kind of like one of my little phobias. It's really grounding and relaxing, and it's also good for stress as well. So that's meditate, and what I'll do is I'll spray it, and we'll pretend that I'm spraying it on all of you, and I want you to close your eyes for 2 minutes, and I'll lead you through, and we're all going to go to that meditation space in that waterfall that is your pure essence. So the essence of God, it's like the highest essence that any being can ever bring, and it's your essence, and you always have contact. So we're going to just put that up, and just imagine I'm sending it to you in butterfly's wings. And you're getting all of this beautiful energy. And close your eyes and just imagine yourself in your waterfall of your pure essence, whatever that may be, whatever it looks like, whatever it smells like, however it feels. This is yours. And just take some really lovely, easy breaths and just have a look around and see what's there, and find yourself in a place where you can feel or see the waterfall. And I'll just stay quiet for a few minutes so you can explore and have a sense that that waterfall's cleaning your system, your soul, your mind, your body, and your energetic field is all being cleansed and refreshed. And imagine now that the vessel that is you, that is your soul, your essence, is now full of this perfection of you. And know that any time of the day you have access to this. So take some breaths, and when you're ready, just open your eyes and know that this is available to you always. So it's pretty simple and pretty easy, and that's what I like. I like ease, and I like grace, and I like things that I can do quickly. And I've even got it to the point now where I'll go quick, I just need to do it, and I'll click my fingers like I'm Jeannie or like I'm the woman from Bewitched, and I'm there. And sometimes, like, I imagine myself running down, diving off a cliff and coming up under a waterfall, and that's just me, because I'm, you know, I like to I like to live in little cartoon worlds sometimes, from, you know, the Frozen movie and things like that. And that's how you get your meditation to go from not knowing how to do it. You just pretend you're in one of those Disney movies, and it's kind of easy. Okay, so I hope that helps you. And the next two are focus and manifest, and I've chosen these two together to show you is because these are the action remedies. These are, we've all got to do things during the day. We can't just meditate all day and sit under a waterfall, can we? We've got to do things. And focus and manifest to help support you and make your day feel brighter and more energetic. And I'll show you focus first, and I'll show you a couple of things, and you might want to get up or not, it's up to you. But I have this way, I always come up with little playful ways to spread the mist around, because movement for me is everything, okay? So I'll spray the mist around above my head so it comes around my energy field. And this is a movement I call the Pulp Fiction, because, you know, John Travolta, you know how he does that in Pulp Fiction? Well, I remember it by the Pulp Fiction. So you can do that if you want, but it's just a slight movement from the hip, and it's a Qigong exercise. And it's for clearing away all the mental staleness. So if you're working and you feel a bit brain drained, this is a really great to do with or without a mist. If you don't have the mist, that's okay. But this is a Qigong method that you can use. And the best part about it is it keeps the smell, it keeps the aroma, it keeps all the particles and the energetics all around where you want it to be, and that's to give your head a good clear. And the other thing that you can do, which is kind of fun, is it's tapping you. So you tap the top of your head to the back of your head and down to the bone at the bottom. It's your C7 bone. It's down at the bottom. It's that little knobbly one. You do that a few times. So slap the top of your head, and then the back of your head, and the little knob at the back. And then you can do it a third time and stay there. Then you can tap your shoulders and cross over the other side and down your arms. Squeeze, shake your wrists and shake that energy down to the earth. And then you can do it again and squeeze, shake your hands and then shake that energy down. And let's just do it one more time. Shoulders and down. There's another one. It's the hand messer upper, but we'll show it. So you put your hands, your fingers closed, up and over your head, down to the little knob on the back of your neck and give it a rub. And again, hands down, and do that a couple of times. And you're dusting off all that stuckness. And last time, and this time you can just leave your hand and massage that knob on the back of your neck, that C7 little knob there. And a lot of energy gets stuck here. So sometimes, I mean, I've been doing it a lot this week, and it feels quite good now, but sometimes it actually feels really meaty. So give it a good rub and then shake it away. And there's one more that you just finish off with, and your hands are out like so, and you just imagine you're just sloughing off the last little bit of that mental energy. So when you combine that with your focus, any kind of energy drain, or if you're working on a project and you're not feeling creative, you've lost your mojo, that's a really good tool to use with those Qigong exercises. And the other one was one that Lou shared, which I'll share, that she put on our Facebook group, and it's just very easy. It's just the 25-minute rule. So you just put your iPhone or your phone on for 25 minutes, and the alarm goes off at the end of the 25 minutes, and you get up and do something. So you could do that exercise that I just showed you. I live on the 3rd floor of an apartment, so I go down the stairs sometimes. I just hang off some bars like a monkey, come back up the stairs and sit down. But you could have a cup of tea, you can do anything. And what happens is you come back really renewed and refreshed because you've given yourself that 5 minutes. And it really works for me when I don't want to work, and I'll make an excuse. I'll procrastinate, or I'll ring my mum or my sister, I'll make a cup of tea. But if I say, listen, do that after your 25 minutes, just sit for 25 minutes and then have a rest, I find that I get excited by it because I get so much done in that 25 minutes. I have a quick rest, and then I just keep doing that all day. It's like getting a reward for work. So that's something that I really work with. And I also work with Manifest every day. And I'm sure, can everyone put their hand up if they do manifesting or they know about it, just so I don't say too much about it? So manifesting works on the law of attraction, and my Manifest Mist, I always use it with I love it when statements. So if you ever saw a movie called The Secret, everybody went, oh, The Secret, I can manifest everything. So people were saying, I'm going to win the Melbourne Cup, and I'm going to win Lotto, and I'm going to get Powerball and all the rest of it. But they forgot to tell us that we needed to actually believe that we were going to win, or we were going to make this money. So my message is, if you haven't started doing any kind of manifesting, start small. So start off with, go back to what your values are in life. What is it that really makes you happy? So if it's spending time with family, if it's more time to walk in the park, or more time to do yoga, whatever it is, start small and say, I love it when I have a good day. Like I walk out the door, I love it when I have a good day. I love it when people get my essence and enjoy what I do. I love it when I make new customers and they buy from me, and they come back for more, and things like that. So if you make them simple and get really good at that and manifesting, like I know Lou, you did something with, you got some new people to your group, and Lou's a great manifester, and I know Miriam always talks about manifesting in all of her workshops, and there's so many people that you can connect with that can help you become a really good manifester. And take it from me, like I said before, I've been a really good manifester of shit in my life. I've manifested some really bad stuff. So what you think is what you create, and you don't want to send stuff out to attract bad things back. So be careful about your thoughts, and be careful what you tell yourself, and make sure you believe and you feel what it is you want to manifest. So for example, if I want to win Lotto, I would say, well, why do I want to win Lotto? What will Lotto bring me? So I bring it back down to really basics. Well, I'd really like to buy myself a house, and I'd love to go on a trip to Europe. So you go, okay, well, what action am I going to do to get myself towards that? Because if I'm buying Uber Eats every night, I'm not going to be saving the money towards that. And you make your actionable steps, you feel it, you imagine what it's going to look like, you might draw it, you might paint it, you might sing it, whatever it is, you've got to get into the feeling, you've got to create a frequency around you that's a match for what's coming towards you, and then just expect miracles and expect surprises. And I guess that's, I won't go into too much more because there's so much there out on the internet, and there's so many people doing it. And please come along to my closed Facebook group, Everyday Alchemy with Kimmy Mac, and I can do more on that, and I can talk more to that and introduce you to people that are experts on this. So that's my manifest. And I would say, before I walked out the door, I love it when I have a good day. I love it when my husband makes me a cup of tea in bed, simple things like that. And then I'm happy, and then I know I'm a good manifester, and I do have a good day. If you're going to walk out the door saying, I'm going to have a good day, generally you do. And if you go out with that attitude and something bad happens, it's not going to be as bad as going out saying, oh, geez, I hate work, I've got the shits today and whatever. And then you get on that roller coaster down of things happening and you end up telling the story of, well, I had a shit day today, it was this, that and the other. So not saying that shit things don't happen to good people either, by the way. And it doesn't mean you deserve the day because you didn't manifest in the morning. Just putting that out there. Okay, so the last two, and then I'll open it up and you can ask some questions and we'll get to the prizes. And I've got a little offer for you too for coming along tonight as well. And thanks for listening to me. My gosh, I haven't talked all day and I'm just like, woo. These are really self-explanatory. Love and happy days. Now, happy days reminds me of, well, Miriam has a dog called Happy, so that's kind of awesome. But happy days, I always think of my mum and my sister. So that song, that Pharrell song, Happy, I always think of that when when I'm thinking of my happy spray. And it reminds me of when my mum first moved up to Queensland and I went up there and we were shopping for her new place. And we went out and bought all furniture and then we went to the grocery store and that song came on and we were dancing. There was hardly anyone in the shop, and we were dancing up and down the aisles and singing this song, and like doing the whole like dancing, like doing the Tony Bartuccio dancing and stuff like that. And that's the energy that I want in this gorgeous little bottle of energy mist. Is that joyful energy? It's like that whole dance. Who cares who sees you dancing energy? And I always think of my mum. My mum was an inspiration behind this because I could hear her saying, where's my happy spray? Where's my happy spray? I just want my happy spray. So I've called this Happy Days, and that's a dedication to my mum because I always hear her saying, where's my happy spray? Where's my happy spray? And they're happy essential oils that I've used in there. And that brings me to tell you, I use organic essential oils, the highest quality essential oils, but there's a very few essential oils that I can't get that are organic grade, but they're the next level down. And I think, you know, if I can't get the organic grade of an essential oil, nobody can. But my product is very, very clean and pure organic essential oils. The water I energize with crystals and flowers and frequencies and meditation through a few different processes in the lunar cycles, new moon, full moon, depending on when it needs to be done. And the only other ingredient beside the two is an almond and coconut solubilizer. So it's very, very clean. So when you're spraying it, you're not getting a chemical at all. It's just those ingredients. So that's what I do. I take great care. I absolutely love it. And I want everybody to love and feel that love. And the energetics in the bottle stays the same as when I've made it. And that's because I use these bottles that are a particular violet glass that I get from Europe. And they look black when you see them, but if you put them up to the sun, you can see the violet. And what happens is the violet brings an energy of violet energy into the bottle, which is a high frequency, but also it stops the nasty heat and ultraviolet that spoils products. So I don't need to use a preservative. Isn't that good? So that's what makes my thanks Dee, that's what makes me feel good about my product when they go out the door, and that I make them from start to finish. They don't go through anyone else's hands but mine from start to finish, from the mother tinctures on. And so when they come to you, they've been done in a small batch. They've been done at the time of what's going on. I have the opportunity to tune in and ask for whatever energy is needed in the conscious collective right now that can go in this as well. So you're getting a different energy each time you get a new spray. It's still the same intention on the bottle, but there's a little upgrade to whatever support is going on. So say, for example, with COVID, when you buy this range, there'll be something in there because the atmosphere of what's going on at the moment, we need support, and that's coming in as well. So the energetics slightly different, but the recipe's still the same. So that's my little monologue. And yeah, and the love I want you to think of I want you to think of a mirror. And when you look in the mirror, just pay attention to this over the next couple of days and do an experiment. And when you're looking in the mirror, the things you say to yourself. So like, I'll go first. I always look at my lips and I look at these cranky wrinkles, the lemon lips, and I don't like them, but they're me. That's why I've got them. I can't do anything about it unless I want to inject. But I quite often will focus on that in the mirror. I won't look at my hair or my teeth or whatever. And if I let myself do that every day, guess what? I go out and I think everybody's looking at my lips. So I want to invite you over the next week or so to be really kind to yourself, and just imagine all those words that you say to yourself. You've got an indelible ink texter and you're writing those words on the mirror to yourself, and think about how that would be after a week of you writing all of these things on your mirror, like, I don't know, ugly, fat, I don't even like saying the words, wrinkly, all of those awful things you say to yourself, and you think, wow, imagine how hard is it to rub off the mirror unless you get turbs, right? So what I want you to do is be kind to yourself, because that stuff sticks. And it becomes like a rolling ball down a mountain. It gets bigger and bigger with snow, and it becomes really heavy and awful. So be kind to yourself. And if you can't, use gratefulness, mindfulness exercises. Find something about yourself that you do love. So I'll go, okay, even though I feel like I'm a bit wrinkly in the lips, I've got nice hair, and I really like and appreciate and I'm grateful for my teeth because they're good, they're straight. And I can eat and they don't hurt and they haven't fallen out yet. So find something, and if it's not something about the way you look and you're feeling like you can't appreciate that, please say something along the lines of, even though I'm feeling this way, I truly love myself as I am because I'm a good person. And go back to the values and how you treat people, and use your love spray. And how I use it is again, spray it. And this time I like to bring it towards my heart. I like to bring the energy in and let any old stuff out. So I'm like going like this. So it's like rolling, rolling, rolling. Sorry, I'm getting a bit silly now. All these sprays. And really think of it bringing love and gratefulness to your heart. And another thing that I love that Miriam taught me many years ago, which was the best thing that I ever learned, was, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And if you've got a pen now and write it down, it's Ho'oponopono. You can Google it, and it's the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. And it is stunning, and it's a life changer. And I can do more of that in my group, because I loved it so much. When Miriam told me, I went away and of course I got the certificate. Voracious learner, no action kind of thing for a while. Anyway, so say that to yourself whenever you say anything nasty about yourself. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And watch how your attitude changes. And if you need an extra support, obviously I've got the Love and Mist, which works on self-love, self-worth, self-respect, opening yourself up for love, increasing the vibration of love around you, so you attract in experiences that are loving, and you attract in people who appreciate who you are and give you compliments. And who doesn't love a compliment, So start loving yourself and change that energy, or clean up the frequency of lack of love, and watch it happen. It's like when you walk down the street and you walk down the street and people smile at you. You go, oh, why did they smile at me? And then you walk a bit further and somebody else smiles at you and you go, oh, that's a bit weird. That's when you're vibrating high, right? That's when your energy is high, and that's when you love you're feeling good about yourself. You've probably put on a colour that really brings out your eyes, and you probably feel really good in the particular top that you're wearing. So everything starts to translate. And when you put that together with everything else you do and all the little tools, perhaps you've picked up 1 or 2 tools here today, and use your energy mists, and find a healer when you're feeling down, or talk to somebody, or go to your doctor if you're not feeling right. Reach out to people, and that's how I feel we keep our energy high. Lou? All right, so Tonight's special is the whole set of 8, which is usually $297. So the set of 8 usually on my website is $297, which is already a discount because each remedy is $39 each. 39 times 8 is $312. Take that away. It's about a $20 discount. And tonight I'm doing instead of $297, I'm doing it for $277. So it's a discount off a discount. And as a gift to you for buying it tonight, you get a free SOS remedy mist that goes under your tongue, which is fabulous. And that comes to you free delivery. And just trying to think. Oh yes, that's valued at $25. So it's a pretty super duper deal, and I'm holding that deal until Monday night midnight. So you don't have to commit now. You can have a think about it. You can go and use your pendulum or ask yourself what do you want. If you don't, and if you say no, that's okay as well. Come along and get to know me. I'm on the Essence Alchemist on Facebook, Kimmy Mac on Facebook. And I also have just opened a new Facebook group. It's a closed group, so it's safe for all of us to chat and ask questions and get to know each other. And that's called Everyday Alchemy with Kimmy Mac.